What's up, everybody? I'm Tara Wellman. This is Birdseeds, and now the Cardinals are 3-9. What? Okay, so we'll get to the Cardinals and that hot mess in a moment, but a couple of things first. Number one, the hat. The new hat, the one that I told you I was ordering, that I was waiting to arrive. And yes, the hat that I asked Twitter to decide on for me, and then chose a different hat. Sorry about you. But I will say, I'm not opposed to the other hat. So, if someone wants to give me like an early birthday present, or maybe like a, we're sorry the Cardinals are playing badly present, I would wear it often. I'm just saying. Secondly, if you hear any birds or cars or planes or trains, all of which are possible in the next 10 minutes, it's because it's beautiful outside and I'm filming this in my office with the screen door open because I need a little joy in my life right now, people, so just lay off. And thirdly, I don't really know what to say about the Cardinals this week. Like, I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around what we've seen out of this team in the last week and a half, really since opening night. So, not gonna lie, I don't have a script. I don't really have a plan. I'm not entirely sure where this is going, because every time I sat down to write something out, I just kind of went, so here we are. I just turned the camera on and started talking, and we'll see what comes out. So since we last talked, the Cardinals have played the Nationals and the Yankees on the road, and they won a game. Just the one. I mean, it was against Max Scherzer, so that should count for something, right? But the problem is, even a win against Max Scherzer did not turn into any sort of momentum, at least not the positive kind. Here's the thing about the Cardinals right now. Everything is going wrong. The pitching is bad. The hitting is bad. The defense is bad. The management is pretty bad. So it's hard to even figure out where to start to talk about what went wrong with this team this week. I mean, I think we all know that this isn't necessarily a Cardinals team that compares apples for apples with the Cubs lineup or the Dodgers lineup or the Nationals lineup. These are teams that are expected to be the best in the game this year, and the Cardinals aren't really among those ranks. But they're not bad enough to be 3-9 bad. If you follow me at all on Twitter, or if you listen to the Gateway to Baseball Heaven podcast on Sunday nights with Daniel Shoptaw, shameless self-promotion, you will already know what I'm about to say. And that is that as bad as the pitching is, as embarrassing as the defense is, as non-existent as the hitting is, to me there's another problem developing that could be a symptom of things that are bad elsewhere. It could just be the aftermath of playing bad baseball. But whatever it is, I think it's having a significant impact on maybe the less analytical side of the game. They look like the Walking Dead on the field. From top of the lineup to the bottom, from the first guy out on the mound to the last. And sure, losing as much as they have in the first 2 weeks is going to take something out of you. But I'm talking about guys like Dexter Fowler, who are known for just lighting up the room and the field, whether they're having a good day at the plate or not. I'm talking about Yadier Molina, who played in the World Baseball Classic like there was nothing in the world he would rather be doing than playing this game. I'm talking about Carlos Martinez, who on opening night looked like he had the potential to be one of the best starters in the game. Not a single one of them looks like they're enjoying themselves. Of course, losing will do that, yes, I know. But not one of them looks like they have that competitive edge or that fire or that passion for what they do. And I know it's there. We've all seen it. We saw it this spring. And yet the regular season started and they completely flipped the switch and they don't even look like the same team. So I guess the question really is, why? Where's that coming from? I think in a lot of respects, no matter how you slice it, it kind of comes back to Mike Matheny. He has to be able to get into that clubhouse, look those guys in the face, maybe talk to them one-on-one, and figure out how to get them back to a point where they're maybe not having fun when they aren't winning, but they're at least still in that competitive, passionate, I'm playing a game that I love mode that we're not seeing from any of them. So I've come up with a few ideas, and they may have to happen with or without Mike Matheny because I don't really think he's going to be on board. But maybe Dexter Fowler, Adam Wainwright, some of the guys can get these things going without telling Mike, and they'll all be okay. So here are some suggestions for loosening up the clubhouse, getting everybody back in a better mindset so that when they take the field, the weight of the world isn't on their shoulders. Number 1, dance battle. I mean, who doesn't want to see Adam Wainwright versus Dexter Fowler or Colton Wong against Randall Grichuk in a dance-off? Little fun, little music, little silliness, little competitiveness in the midst of all of that to just really bring everyone back to the fun of the moment. Dance battle. Or, if you prefer, a Candyland tournament. It doesn't have to be Candyland. It could be Uno or Monopoly. Or if you want to be a little bit grown up about it, like euchre or poker. I don't care what it is. Again, some sort of competition with fun injected from the very beginning to get them all focused in that competition mode, but lighten the mood a little bit. Now, if they want to focus more on baseball, I don't know that they need to focus more on baseball or less, but if they choose more, listen, I know there's no one at Memphis that's really major league ready at this point. And I know that John Mozeliak's not going to want to take anyone of the current roster in St. Louis off of it. But I'm just saying, any one of those guys at Memphis that's not maybe major league ready, but is hitting more than like $175, can't be any worse. And it might inject some of that youthful energy, some of that wide-eyed innocence of a kid getting his first shot at the big leagues, some of that Yadier Molina saw from the young players in the World Baseball Classic that might rub off a little bit on everyone else. But my number 1 suggestion for this team is to dial up Chris Carpenter, get him in that clubhouse ASAP. And when he gets there, I don't care if he's flipping tables over, if he's screaming at guys a la Brendan Ryan, or if all he does is call a meeting with these players and sort of refocus them with that competitive drive, with that edge that you see from a Chris Carpenter or a John Lackey, or someone that's really just going to be battling with every pitch, that wants to win so badly that they're not going to let any slump or any canyon stand in their way. Listen, this is a great group of guys, but they're all nice guys. I love Dexter Fowler and the fun that he brings to the table. Adam Wainwright kind of mixes that fun with this bulldog mentality at times, but when he's struggling, even that goes away. Matt Carpenter brings the work ethic like no one else on this team, but no one has that edge, and they're certainly not going to get that from Mike Matheny. The solution's going to have to come from the players, and while you can say what you want about what that means for Mike Matheny and whether or not he should have his job, that's an argument for another day. But this team has to fix itself from the inside out, especially if John Mozeliak's not going to make any moves, if he's not going to change the management situation. They're just going to have to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, to be particularly cliche. They're gonna have to maybe dig a little deeper and find that passion and not worry about whether Mike Matheny thinks they're having too much fun or not, but just go out and play the game. Otherwise, this 162 game season is going to feel especially long by like week 4. But on that note, I think I just heard the ice cream truck, and we're talking about needing a little joy in my life, so I'm out. I'm Tara Wellman, and I'll see you next time on Birdseeds.